Right, hi everybody. It's Chris 2E0UKH and we are talking about equipment. What do we recommend for beginners? Let's get this thing started. So put your call sign in the comments, say hello. MI7 DJT, hi there. We are going live in just less than 5 minutes, just letting people build up. Go and grab a coffee, grab a drink, get some snacks. Northwest Ham Shack is in the house. I'll be looking for Nick's suggestions on equipment. Ray W2DEA, call in Ray. We're talking about what equipment do we recommend for new hams, or in general. Patrick, thank you Patrick. M7PJD, hi Chris. Lovely to see your comment. I don't remember seeing your comment before. If you're a ham, yeah, you are M7PJD. Please call in with your suggestion. We're going to be taking calls live on DMR 2353. And we can take calls anywhere, but if anyone would like to call in, we're on DMR 2353. Yeah, what a lovely comment, Patrick, appreciate that. Always look forward to your shows, that's awesome. And I don't recognise the name, so it's always lovely to see people comment that haven't commented before. So say hello, put your call sign in the comments, you know the drill by now. We're talking about new equipment for new hams. Could be for old hams, but Steve Cliss, I can't say that. Yes, we can have a pint now, but we've got to sit outside. Oscar is there in the house. 2E1HWE. Check out Oscar's YouTube channel. Mr. Barry Hudson is there. Hey Chris, got the invite, hope you're well. Yep, doing okay my friend. Really appreciating having my health back. And feel free to call in, we're on we'll start it off on DMR 2353. Taking calls on DMR 2353. We can take calls on All-Star. Which reminds me, I'll just unlink so people can connect to me directly. Is there any nets on Freestyle, Oscar? Oscar, is there any nets on Freestyle today? I don't want to. We could do Freestyle as well. So just put it in the comments, Oscar. Is there any nets on Freestyle? Yes, 2353. It's a chat room. Freestyle is free. Okay, well, if anyone requests to call in on Freestyle, we can do that. Yes, 2353. It's just a chat. It's a chat talk group on Brandmeister. UK chat 3, yes, 2353. The live button. Okay, right. Hi everybody. This is Chris, 2E0 UKH, and I did a live stream. Haha. Oh wait, yes, Neil. Is it Neil? W5NED. Yes. Get on the right side of the world, the road. I mean, I like that. Right. So this is my setup tonight. We've got this is my main screen, and we're going to be using this screen. This is my radios lined up. This is my Yaesu FT991A, and can see Barry keying up there. So we're talking about, I'll start from the beginning. We did a live stream on Freestyle, recommended what would you recommend, what equipment would you recommend, and it was very popular, and we had all sorts of suggestions. So just doing it on video really, and compiling a list. So we're on 2353, and I've got 5 or 6 categories. Best. Well, what handheld, what digital handheld, beginner's radio. So Mr. Eddie Essex is in the house. Hi there, Eddie Essex. That's my friend there in Canada. Okay, right. So I'm going to. Lots of people keying up. Thank you for joining me, guys. I'm on 2353. I'm just going to put a call out. Paul Ely, he's made it. He made it to the stream. Okay, this is 2E0 UKH, just taking the first call. We're talking about what equipment you would recommend to a new ham or an old ham. So we'll start off with what handheld. So I think Barry was one of the first to key up, Barry Hudson. So Barry, I can't remember your call sign off the top of my head. 2E0 RMF. Are you there, Barry? It's Chris. 2E0 UKH.
Hello, I appreciate 2E0 RMF. Yeah, nice to see you back on the streams, mate, and I'm pleased that you recovered well from your injuries before.
Yeah, thank you, Barry.
Well, I think you said what handhelds. I mean, when I first started out, I've only been licensed for about 2 years, and that's the first radio I had. I have a, which I've still got now, an Anytone 878.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic radio. All you got to do is go into YouTube, type it in, and countless videos of how good they are. Brilliant for FM, brilliant for DMR. Yeah, they can be a bit pricey. You can definitely get radios for cheaper. But this is one of the best investments I've ever made, really.
Steve in South Carolina. Hi, Steve.
I use it for my hotspot work, and I've made a lot of contacts just on 2 meters, just travelling around.
That's awesome.
When you first start out as well, I couldn't have an antenna or anything on the roof or telling you, Chris. It took a while for my wife to allow an antenna to go up. So this is a godsend for me. But anything that gets you out, really, isn't it? But for me, yeah, this Anytone 878 for a handheld, can't beat it, fella. Can't beat it. That's my view on the handheld. So I'll pass it back to you then, Chris. 2E0 UKH 2E0 RMF.
Yeah, okay, Barry. Yeah, thanks for that. A lot of people recommend the Baofeng, and that's good because you didn't mention that. I think you've skipped the Baofeng and you've gone straight into a digital. So that was my first category. Just what handheld would you recommend? And the second one was, the second one was which digital handheld. So you've gone straight onto that. And is there a hotspot you would recommend? We're going to go on to HF setups and VHF, UHF, but is there a hotspot you recommend? Andreas is in the house. Call in, Andreas. We're on 2353 on DMR. So I'm asking Barry.
Yeah, Chris. Right, well, yeah. I should have really said that, yeah. The hand set down probably the HLA, it's great because you're on board hand. And for FM, it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. He skipped the Baofeng.
Yeah, there's a lot of different hotspots out there, and there's a lot of pricey hotspots. One of the first ones I ever got was the Open Spot 2. But, yeah, I mean, you can get them now, but you can't buy them. Can you? They stopped selling them, Shark RF. They've moved on just to sell the new product, the Open Spot 3. Well, I had that for quite a while, but do you know a little bit? The setup that I've got now, it's a Raspberry Pi 3B, plus it is, with an MMDVM hat. Cost me, I forgot, I think £70. And again, that's one of the best investments I've made as well. It's been on, it hasn't been, it hasn't been powered off. It's been on constantly for, I'd say, about a year. And it's just absolutely solid.
It just works, doesn't it?
That could be downtown and I can still pick up the signal. And it's quite incredible because it doesn't push out much power, does it? But yeah, £60–70. It was around about that it cost me. And it's brilliant. Gets me on Brandmeister and all the other DMR networks. But not only that though, of course you can use it for C4FM fusion.
MI7 DJT, thanks for calling in. You've got to run, I understand.
So for the price, I mean, like I said, the other Spot 2 when I bought it was about £230.
Yeah.
40, something like that. And I got rid of it when I was just trying to save a bit of money for the 991A that I bought. But yeah, when I got that, the Raspberry Pi 3 with the hat on, it's absolutely fantastic. It sits upstairs, just in corner on its own, and it just gets me on everything. So yeah, just that alone, you can work it well, can't you? With your handset doesn't have to be, like I say, priced like an Anytron. Like you say, your ball fans and things. I think you can get digital on that. I'm not too sure. But just a cheap radio and a hotspot for, like over £100, you can work the world. It's absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I've been waffling on, so I'll pass it over though, Chris. But yeah, that's my views on them, and I'll be listening and watching throughout. So this is 3-0 RMF. Back to you there, Chris.
Yeah, okay, well, I'll hand it over to you for your final. The next category was going to be VHF, UHF mobile, if you've got one. And the next one was going to be HF transceiver, but you've just answered that, the 991A, the 991A. So I'm assuming that's your HF recommendation, the 991A. Back to you. For your final, because there's lots of callers.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to hold it up. Yeah, 2-0 RMF returning. Yes, the 991A from Yaesu. Oh, absolutely lovely radio. I bought it because I wanted to future-proof myself. I wanted something to get on 2 meters and 77, but also also I wanted to go on the HF bands. I didn't have an antenna then, but I knew that was something that I would be getting round to. And I tell you, yeah, it can be a bit pricey, but it depends where you get them from. You can get them second hand now, £700-800. I think I saw one. That could be one.
Yeah, they're good
But,
value. They're good.
absolutely fantastic radio. Check in the box. Does all HF. Like I say, your 2 and your 70, and basically a bit of a general purpose receiver as well for some of the frequencies. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. I love it. I wouldn't be without it. Yeah, I could have went the icon route, but for me, yeah, it's been absolutely a solid unit. So yeah, that's what I'm using. I think I'll be sticking to that for the foreseeable. All right then, fella. Thank you for bringing me in first and getting my bits out. So yeah, I'll say 7-3. I'll be listening in, Chris, and yeah, thank you. 2-0 RMF. Back to you there, Chris.
Yeah, okay, Barry. Thank you for calling in. Right, I'm taking calls on 2353, and after we've done. And after we've done DMR, we'll go over to All Star next on Freestyle Network. So listen in for any more calls on DMR 2353. We're asking the question, what radio equipment, would you recommend to a new ham or an old ham? Listen in for any calls. 2E0 UKH.
W2DEA.
Yeah, W2DEA. Go ahead, Ray. It's Chris. And thank you for watching. Go ahead, sir. So Ray's there. Yeah, so W2DEA. Go ahead, Ray. First of all, we're asking what handheld you would recommend to new hams. And the second one is what digital handheld. Over to you, Ray.
Off the top of my head, I would have to say the Yaesu FT70D. It's a good dual-band analog and support them. And of course, with DMR, I'd have to suggest the Handheld 8784.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, FT70, very, very popular radio. Lovely radio. It's a bit awkward. It's got a few quirks. And what hotspot are you using, Ray? What would you recommend?
I would say the Anytone, the Bridgecom Anytone Skybridge is a good one. I also have the Spot 3 that I use. I usually use the Spot 3 more often.
Yeah, very good. Well, the Skybridge, it's just a Pi-Star hotspot. They're all the same, so you just get different cases, different quality, And yeah, open spot is always very popular. So on to the next category. The next category is VHF, UHF, mobile, and HF transceivers. Back to you, Ray. Andy Kinch is there. Hi, Andy.
Okay, Chris. I would say what I'm running in my mobile is what I usually suggest to anyone is the Yaesu SPM 400.
That's what I've got.
And
yeah.
The Yaesu 891. Both great radios. As you can tell, I'm kind of a Yaesu fan.
Yeah, that's okay, and that's exactly what I use. If you look on the screen, the radio you can see on the screen, that is my 9918, and as you probably know, I've got the the FTM 400 as well, and FTM 400, yes, that in my opinion that is the best mobile VHF UHF. Right, thank you for calling in. We've got a lot of people and a lot of modes to go through, so sorry to be quick with you, but thank you for your support on the channel, by the way, and in the chat and that. So I saw Andreas there, M0FXB. Check out Andreas's YouTube channel, M0FXB. Go ahead.
M0FXB, yeah, evening Chris, enjoying the stream. So yeah, good to catch you. And yeah, one of the radios I really think are very good value is
Hello,
the
Jimbo.
778. It's got a colour screen, VHF, UHF, and they're under £100. So there's one suggestion. Back over to you.
Yeah, Roger, on that's a good suggestion. So a basic handheld, what would you recommend as the basic handheld people would get? Hello, Jimbo. Nice to see you here. I did send you a message. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, I mean, the ST70 is definitely top of my list because you get that digital entry and it's very good value. But I think the second-hand ID51, they're very good as well. Packed with features, many more features than the ST70.
Did I miss a super chat? Sorry. Yeah, Roger on that. Yeah, FT70. So I know you've got the Baofeng, but you skipped the Baofeng. But I saw that you got one later. So now I know you've got a lot of HF. I'm just going to go back to Ray in the comments. Ray's just done a super chat. Thank you, Ray. HF transceivers. What do you recommend in regards of HF transceivers? You know, I know you've got quite a few to choose from. So super thank you to Ray W2DEA for your support and the super chat and calling in. Very, very much appreciated.
M0FXB returning. For me, the all-time best HF transceiver, and I think it's very good value, would always be the Icon 7300, and I'm talking about a dedicated.
Yeah, just HF, isn't it? Yeah.
You know, like the 991, which is a good radio, 991A. But that's an all-mode jack in the box. But if you're talking dedicated, very good HF radio with a built-in tuner that actually comes up for sale, quite good value second-hand, I'd always say the Icon 7300.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, HF transceiver. But I know what if I created a new category, you know, if I said if you had to have one radio, I think you'd say the 705, wouldn't you? Anton? Hi Anton, RC3C. It's not a net on
Yes, I would
on Freestyle. It's just
you can get yourself the 705.
It's just a bit of fun on YouTube.
Foundation license, and it literally does everything for you, and it does it spectacularly.
It does. It is.
It's portable. You put it in the car.
Thanks for watching, Anton.
You've got the fact that it's got
73 Ray. Thanks a lot, buddy.
It's more portable. It's very light and easy to move around. And if you do want to, you know, go up to your intermediate and use 50 watts, then you can get yourself an amplifier, and there's some very good ones out there now. So yeah, I do think that the Icon 705 hits the bullseye for me. Back to you.
Yeah, well, I agree. If you had to have one radio that did everything, you know, it's got to be up there. It's got to be high up in the charts. But now Andreas, you know, he's got lots of digital and analog equipment. You know, he's another digital analog ham. And so, what hotspot? What is your favourite? You know, what hotspot would you recommend? Doesn't have to be the best, the dearest one. You know, what one would you recommend? Because, you know, like me, I know you've got a lot of experience.
And thanks for returning. Yeah, I will always say the Jumbo Hotspot, the five-star system, I just think it's excellent, and they're tweaking it and they're adding different things to it all the time. The list is, as you know, the drop-down list for DMR, D-Star, and Fusion, and other modes is getting longer, and the functionality is improving. You can build one from scratch with a Pi Zero and a board for under £40 if you buy the part.
Yeah.
They're fun to assemble. They're quite straightforward to program. I know there's a learning curve at first, which is very frustrating. But once you've gone past that, I think by far the Pi Star is the best value and a very good system back to you.
Yeah, with a Pi Star you can cross mode from DMR to Fusion, or from Fusion to DMR, but not incorporating D-Star cross moding. You can do D-Star on its own, but you know, not everybody needs an open spot. Spend £300 on a hotspot. Anyway, thanks for calling, Andreas, and we're going to take some more calls on DMR 2353, and then we're going to go over to Freestyle, or or people can call in on my All-Star node itself. So thank you for calling in, listening for any further calls on 2353. This is I was going to say Net Control. This is this is Net Control 2E0 UKH. So we're listening on 2353. Yeah, I'm just adjusting the volume so we can hear Paul. Yeah, go ahead, Paul. Thank you for calling in, Paul. M7PCX, I recognise that call sign. Go ahead.
Chatting to you for that on Messenger. The first radio I bought was the 808 Plus.
Shane Daly in the house. Hi, Shane.
It was interesting. There was all the signs and everything. I used it to connect to the hotspot, Freestyle, hotspot, and an all-star node I made as well. And it's just a fantastic all-round radio, really.
Yeah, Roger on that. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, I thought it was you. I've got so many people to keep track of. It's very difficult. But yeah, so you skipped the Baofeng. You went to the Anytone, and what would you recommend? I've got a spot. Hold on a minute. I've got a spider. With that spider. What would you recommend? What have you got? A VHF, UHF recommendation, and a HF radio recommendation, Paul. Back to you.
I use connected to the local repeater and chats the Welsh guys and the club on once a week as well. Yes, it's just what.
Nah, it's not a money spider. Well, it was a small one, but. Yeah, Paul, I missed the name of the radio. I was talking about spiders to the chat. So what radio did you recommend a radio? I heard you said about local repeater.
Yeah, I said I have got a belt on. I just used to connect to the Western repeater. You can't, I mean, for the price of it, you can't really knock for what they can do. So it is a good little thing.
Yeah, Roger on that. And on the final category, what one radio that does everything? What would you recommend? Shack in a box.
The Yeah, because just HF-wise, I've only got the G90, so I've only got the G98 and a bell phone, really. I'm going to be licensed in November, so I'm just doing nothing that's going wrong. But I'm quite happy with what I got. You just got to buy what you can.
Yeah, with the XIGO G90, that's a very popular radio. It's got a very good SWR feature, hasn't it? Does it show it in a graph? I'm sure it shows it in a nice graph. Anyway, back to you for your final on the G90, and then we'll take some further calls on DMR 2353.
Yeah, that's not grass, but it's got like, yeah, they actually have the meter, it's got the tuner, and then it'll like antenna tuned on the graph.
Haha, Jimbo, that's a good thing.
Thanks to you, Chris, and thanks very much. I'll get there.
Okay, thank you for calling in. Thank you for your support, Paul. Always appreciate it. And I know you've been following us a long time. Right, listening on DMR 235 for any 2353, sorry, for any further calls. 2E0 UKH. That's funny, Jimbo. I like that. Anton, did you want to call in, Anton? I think Anton was. He said he's got 2353 going. Anton, RC3C. Anton, did you want to call in? Okay, so listening for any further calls on DMR 2353. But no, Anton, please call in. We want to get everyone on board. People that are commenting. 2E0 UKH listening. Okay, I mean, I can move off from DMR. That's good. That's good. If we've got if we've included everyone, this is not going to be a super long stream. Just a bit of fun on a Sunday night, 10 o'clock now. So, any further calls? Okay, Anton can't call in. His dad's asleep. He doesn't want to wake him up. That's okay. Okay, any further calls on DMR 2353, then we'll go over to All-Star. All-Star, people can call in on my node directly, or Freestyle if it's clear, and I'll show the node information. Anyway, any further calls? Yes, blueberry lemonade. It's not very exciting. The shop was shut near me. I couldn't get anything else. Okay, nothing more on DMR. So on my there's Shane. Come on, Shane. There he is, the man himself. M0VUB. Go ahead, Shane.
Yeah, sorry, Chris. I pressed the PTT and the stream was still on. Apologies. Anyway, I'm on the Droid Star because I've not got PM set up on the
Nothing special.
Hotspot, and what's happened is my 5-star is sort of half broken really, because when I put it onto TGIF, it sort of messed up the dashboard. So it's on TGIF permanently until I refresh the card, Chris. So I'm on the Droid Star, and I'm actually using the iPhone. I'm using the iPhone, Chris. They're testing out a app on the iPhone for Droid Star. So they're actually
special, but it's a bit weak, mate. Oscar.
Test flight. So I'm actually using the iPhone on Droid Star to get into 2353, Chris.
Yeah, well, if you play it back, I think you'll see that it sounds really good. And yes, I know that there is Droid. Why they called it Droid Star for iPhone? It should be. I mean, it wouldn't sound very good if it was Apple Star, would it? But the Droid Star is available on iPhone, but it's in beta. I did do a video on it a few months ago that someone is working on it. Are you beta testing it, or is it actually, excuse me, or is it actually available yet?
Via B returning. Well, it's only available on the Test Flight app, so you've got to download Test Flight and then Droid Star with it. So it's not actually commercially available on the App Store. It's in beta at the minute.
Yeah.
Not far off. I think they've got there with it. I think now, Chris. There's not much bugs left in it. It's pretty stable from what I'm gathering at the minute, and I've been testing it quite a lot. The only issue that they've got really at the minute is the audio quality coming from DMR to me. That's the only issue that I can
Like it, Paul.
It's the only issue really that I can see. The audio quality that I'm giving the network seems to be okay, and it seems to be coming through the radios okay, but it's just the audio coming back. That's the
Do you like the T-shirt? United States Naval.
You can not only just do DMR, but you can do other modes as well, like NXDN, P25. You can dabble in D-Star to a certain degree, and also you can do YSF. So you've got sort of a multi-mode app that you can get in. And sort of test the modes out. Not so much, because why buy a radio that costs hundreds of pounds if you don't like what's on it? Perfect. The app's perfect to sort of trial and test, if you know what I mean, Chris. Mike Zero, Victor Uniform, Bravo, back to you.
Yeah, Roger on that. Yeah, that's awesome. And it's available on the, I presume that the Test Flight app signs it, doesn't it? It signs it and creates a profile. I've done that sort of thing before. But anyway, have you got any recommendations? I know you're calling in on an iPhone, but best handheld, best VHF, UHF in the car, and mobile and HF transceiver. Go ahead. Yeah, they drink me under the table, I know that much.
Mike Zero, Victor Uniform, Bravo, return. I just got a phone call. This is another thing that sort of puts it down a little bit. If you get a phone call, completely shuts down the app. What I would recommend, Chris, if to get into DMR, I'd recommend, well, there's not much choice nowadays. There was a lot more choice when we were getting into it. I don't think there's that much choice commercially now. There's only the Anytones, the Bayer things. The Bayer things and the Anytones are sort of the market leaders. The TYT.
Yeah, that'll do, Oscar.
It's dropped off a little bit, I think. But for me, if I was to get into DMR, I would go second-hand, I'd go on eBay and try and get a TYT MD380. It's your first starter radio. And then work your way up to an Anytone. I wouldn't get an Anytone as a starter radio, me personally. I do enjoy the TYTs. I do own some Motorola's. I've owned the Hytera, absolutely cracking radio, the Hyteras are PD785s. But the Motorola's for me really do perform really well. You just load it up with the code plug. There's no frills. You don't need to get into anything technical with the commercial radios. You don't need to know any programming. Just load the code plug up and off you go.
King Chris, I like that.
Have a QSO. No thinking and no programming. You just do it. It's a little bit more complicated with the amateur stuff, but if anybody can get into the mode. And once you've got it, once you've grasped it, it's relatively easy. Anyway, back to you, Chris. 30K70VUB.
Yeah, well, the MD380, it's the cheap entry level one that started all this off, isn't it? The MD380. and it's a proper Christopher Tanner's there. Hi Christopher. It's a proper super heterodyne DMR FM radio. Unfortunately, it's just UHF. They did make another one, the UV380, which was VHF and UHF, but it wasn't super heterodyne, and it was nothing to do with the 380 other than it looked the same. So it wasn't the follow-up radio we were after. But yeah, the MD380 is what started it all off, you know, and that's getting a bit old now, but with the hat firmware it's pretty awesome. Anyway, thank you for calling in, Shane. We're going to take a few more calls. Don't think we're going to get a lot more calls, but just having a bit of fun on a Sunday night. Back to you.
Yeah, okay, Chris. Well, I'll leave you with it. I'm now gonna.
That's it, Todd. Thanks for watching, Todd.
The weekend off. Yeah,
love that guy. Todd's here.
Chris, kids' misses and everything. They got away for the weekend. It was all planned. You know, I had a rain event on Sunday, today in the Peak District, so I couldn't attend the small outing with the missus and the kids and all the friends. So I decided to be a bachelor for 3 nights at Chris. And I'll tell you what, absolutely cracking. Yeah, I've had a good time. But anyway, it all gets back to reality again tomorrow, so making the most of it, Chris.
Cheers, Todd.
Alright, I'll leave it back to you, Chris. Thanks for running this little pop-up stream and everything, and we'll see how it goes. Catch you later, Chris. I'll be on the chat. M0 Victor Uniform Bravo.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for taking the time to join in. You know, it was a last-minute notice, you know, but it's worked out pretty good. Anyway, thanks for calling in and listening. For any further calls on 2353, then we're going to go over to Freestyle if it's free. If it's available, we know it's free. Okay. Right, listening for any more calls on DMR, then I'm going to turn the volume down on that and go on to Freestyle. And it looks like Oscar's going to be my first take on Freestyle. So, any more calls on DMR, then we're going over to Freestyle. It's free now, Chris. Okay, we'll turn DMR off for the moment. And
about to start the digital log ham calling. Everybody stand by. 2E0 UKH, 2E0 UKH. This is 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo calling.
yeah, got you, Oscar. Go ahead. I'm on a very low battery, so I'm just sourcing a backup radio. Go ahead, my friend.
Good evening, Chris, and everyone else on the live stream. Digital analog ham. Nice to have you connecting to the Freestyle network with this pop-up event. Great for a bank holiday weekend. Really like it when you do the pop-ups, Chris. I get excited when you get the notifications that come up on YouTube when you don't expect it. We know to expect every other Friday, every other Saturday evening, but when you do the random ones, it's a nice surprise. So well done for making the effort and putting it on.
Yeah, thank you.
There. So yeah, thanks for letting me be the first caller. I'm currently coming in via RF into a simplex gateway, which is at my property. I'm actually walking around the house with a Baofeng, little 270 RF radio, and that's just going probably a couple of meters into the gateway, MB7 ISX, and then into the Freestyle network. So yeah, I'm coming in traditional RF with an antenna, with 1 watt of power into a gateway. So isn't it great, this hobby, how many ways we can have a QSO with each other. So yeah, good stuff, and look forward to hearing all the other people calling in this evening on the network. 2 Echo 0 Uniform Kilo Hotel from 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo Freestyle.
Yeah, Roger on that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All the different ways you can connect. I'm just showing on the screen all the different ways other people can connect. And on Freestyle, or they can connect to me directly, showing it on the screen. That's the one to connect to me. I'm node 43006. But there's loads of other ways to get in on Freestyle. I'm just displaying them on the screen. 53375 node number, 53377, 2195, that's a good one. And it's on Echo Link, of course, 2E0FWV, that's Bruce's node. IRLP coming soon, DMR 23426, loads of stuff going on. I don't know how they achieve all this. So anyway, what we're talking about is what radios, we're recommending. So handhelds, VHF, UHF and HF. Go ahead, Oscar. So there's the digital ham radio. That's the node number.
Questions, isn't it? Always comes around, handheld wise. I've only really got two handhelds. One which is the Baofeng, which I got when I first got in the hobby just to test the water. I didn't want to spend too much money. But it is the DMR version, which is probably one of the most expensive Baofengs you can buy. I think it was about £70, or was it $70? I actually got it from the US, from Radio Oddity. It's a special RD5R, the one with the two-tier system, but I don't use the DMR on it. But I've got that, and I've never ever bought any other handheld. I'm a one handheld man. The only other handheld I've got, and I wouldn't quite say it's a radio, but it's a network radio, which is an Enrico T320, and that's a good bit of kit. Use that for Echo Link quite a lot. I do actually do my net. I do the net on that, Chris, would you believe it? The T320, excellent audio coming through that actually. So that's what I normally use to get into Freestyle on the nets. I go via the Enrico T320. But apart from that, I can't really add too much to this conversation, unfortunately. I'm a bit of a novice on the old handheld debate there. But there's plenty of nice radios out there. I think a lot of people like the Yaesus. They seem to be quite popular. I don't know many people with ICOM handhelds. Maybe I'm out of the picture with that, but I don't know. Are they old hat now? ICOM handhelds and Kenwood handhelds? I don't really know a lot about them, Chris. Maybe someone can call in and educate me on that. But if anyone wants to call in on Freestyle, the best source is the website, just like you're showing to all the viewers there. The URL, freestyle.network. All the dashboards are on there, all the digital, analog dashboards, Allman. There's so much stuff. You're having a good old half hour scrolling through it all, that's for sure. Anyway, I'm not going to hang the tight up. Conscious of the time out. I'll hand it back to you and look forward to else calls in this evening. 2E0 UKH from 2 Echo 1 Hotel Whiskey Echo.
Yeah, okay, Roger on that. We're on Freestyle, if anyone's not sure. This is Chris, 2E0 UKH. And yes, ICOM radios are awesome. This is an ICOM ID51 Anniversary Edition. This is a D-Star. This is a £300 radio. £400 does D-Star. And, okay, Paul can't connect to my node, so try 53377 or 2195 is a good one, Paul. And what HF radio are you using before you go there, Oscar?
HF, I've got the 991A. I'm actually on my second one. The first one decided to blow up. Luckily it was covered under warranty, and for whatever reason there was a number of other issues. I actually got a whole new radio replaced, so thank you very much, Mr. Lynch, for sorting that out for me. My only other one I take portable if I'm doing HS is the 857. Absolutely cracking bit of kit, 857 I'll never sell that. Never going to get rid of that radio. That's always one I've got there in case I've got a problem with the 991A, or if I'm going to go portable. 50 watts obviously, or 100 on HF, and nice and easy to use. And I think it's just one of them radios. No one really ever says a bad thing about it. So yeah, I'm a real Yaesu man with my equipment, Chris. I should really dabble in some other stuff really, and try out some, Kenwood. I think people who buy Kenwood are quite loyal, aren't they? I honestly don't know anyone who's got Kenwood though. And obviously all these Chinese options are coming out now, aren't they? And I think people are starting to dabble in them. But yeah, no, the 991A is the one I've got there, which I know you have too. And that's a question, isn't it? I'd like to know this maybe on another day. What is the most popular amateur radio in the world? I'm thinking is it the 7300 Icon? I've probably got the serial number wrong, but it must be that one, mustn't it? I think you know the one I'm talking about, Chris. Over.
Yeah, with the 7300, I've got that one. I use that. That's the one I use in the car, and it's probably the most popular HF modern aerial radio. But I've got the Kenwood here as well. That's the Kenwood TH74. That is an incredible radio. I know Andreas has got that. Lots of people have got that. That really is the handheld that does everything. But yeah, it's a good question. The most popular ham radio in the world. It could be the 857. They sold a lot of 857s and the 897s and the 817s, all very similar radios. But anyway, we'll take any further calls. I know we've got Paul Elay on 2195 and Andreas. So thank you for calling in. Always a pleasure. I just did this pop-up chat, this pop-up video just for fun, for a Sunday night bank holiday bit of fun. Thanks for calling in, mate.
No, thanks for putting it on, Chris. 73.
Okay, I'm swapping radios now because my battery's going. Okay. What radio has he got now? Look, he's on a Radiodity GD77. He loves his handhelds here. Okay, listening for any further calls. This is Net Control on the digital analog ham stream 2E0 UKH. Listening for calls.
Kilo November 6 Delta Alpha Lima.
Stop cycle your tank.
Yeah, KN6DAL. Go ahead, 2E0 UKH. I might have said the call sign wrong, so it sounded to me like KN6DAL. It could have been DEL. Go ahead, please.
Hey Chris, this is Nick, KN6DAL. Do you copy me?
Yeah, we got you, Nick, loud and clear. Thanks for calling in. That's Nick from the Northwest Ham Shack. Right, you've got lots of radios. You're building up a good collection. So, starting off, what's your favourite handheld? Or, what you'd recommend? Martin's there. Hi, Martin.
Well, it's no secret. I'm definitely a Yaesu fan, and the FT70D is probably my favorite. Ironically, though, it's my most used. My most used HT is the Anytone 878, just because it's digitally capable. So I'd throw that one into the hat too. Back to you, KN6DAL.
Yeah, Roger on that one. I know you got the FT70, you got the Anytone, and a lot of people are starting to skip the Baofeng and just go straight into a digital radio like the Anytone. And what about VHF, UHF in the mobile? Go ahead.
linked up to the Freestyle network.
Awesome.
And I'm in and out of reception. I'm at the beach right now with the kids. So, I'll say 7-3, Chris, and hope you enjoy the rest of your stream. And everybody out there, have a good night.
Yeah, okay, well, it's proved to be very successful. By the way, I can hear your kids in the background, and it's nice to hear that you're getting out and about. And by the way, your signal hasn't dropped at all. Anyway, thanks for calling in. I know you want to be quick because you're out with the family. So, beach contact, yeah, very good. I think Scott's, I'm sure I heard someone call, sort of doubled with you, and but I got the name, Scott. Are you there, Scott?
Kilo Bravo Zulu. Mouthful of sweet. You caught me having a mouthful of sweet. Back over to you there.
Yeah, okay, Scott. Yeah, no worries. I do that. I call into Summit and then I'm called in unexpectedly. But we're doing a stream on YouTube. Not sure if you're watching. We're on Digital Analog Ham on YouTube. Not sure if you're watching it, but we're asking some questions. You know, what radios do you recommend to people? So the first category is the handheld. What are you using or would you recommend?
Yeah, 230 KB. The handheld, well, as you know, look at my QRs I've got a few handhelds. I mean, I love the Icon.
Yeah, I just held an ID51 up a minute ago. Have you seen all the info about the ID52?
If it's in your pocket, apart from the PT button. It's got banks of 16 channels, and the battery on it is unreal. Lasts about 3 weeks. The battery on every day. I use it every day. The battery lasts for about 3 weeks. But I do like my head. I've got any tells. I've got Yaesu radios. I've got no both hand radios apart from what's in as well. And that's it. But today I'm coming to you via price went new a DV Mega Cast. Beautiful radio, beautiful piece of kit, but there's no RF in it. It's just direct to the internet. So these are DMR and Fusion.
Still pretty good.
What you, Chris? 230 KBZ.
Yeah, 2E0 KBZ from 2E0 UKH. Yeah. Well, that is a beautiful bit of kit. That is a beautiful bit of kit. I have looked at them in the past. The DV Megacast. I mean, trouble is, it does everything that DroidStar does now. So I don't know if that app is gonna kill sales on some radios. Yeah, Paul Ely, he's going 7.3. But anyway, what about VHF, UHF in the mobile? Have you got any thoughts on that?
Well, I don't have anything in my because I don't drive, but I do have 2 mobile radios, well 3. I've got the Ikera, the DMR, UHF Ikera, and I've also got the Yaesu FT100 mobile radio Fusion.
FT100, that's good.
Yaesu for Fusion as well. And that's gateway for people to hear me. Unfortunately, today I just couldn't play this particular nice piece of kit. It is a nice radio, it does work well. I do love it. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, I have had the FTM 100. That was a very unusual radio. Very unusual radio. You know, it's unlike anything else, but it's very good once you get hold of it. Get the hang of it. So, last category, what HF transceiver are you using one? What would you recommend? Dave Wilson. Hi, Dave Wilson.
Yeah, 230 KBZ. Unfortunately, I can't use HF here because I've got some
He's cutting in and out here.
But I'd recommend the Sativa Box, any Sativa Box radio. because it's not going to take up too much space. I did have an Icon 7100, and that was a nice piece of radio.
Yeah, 7100, that's pretty awesome.
To do with noise pollution where I am, HF is out of the question. If you get a over plus 20 of noise, I can hear you. If not, I can't hear you. That's how bad the noise is around it just for HF. 6 meters and 4 meters are the same, but we're a little bit better for plus 9, plus 6 of noise. Anything over there I can hear, but otherwise, nothing at all. Back to you there.
Yeah, well, you've covered most categories there. I used to have a 7100. I sold it because I had some I blew the front end on it, the receive on it. It went, but I did enjoy it. You know, for its time, it was quite advanced. It did D-Star, HF, VHF, UHF, 4 meters, everything, touch screen. But it was the old monochrome screen, wasn't it? And it was a very unusual form factor, but they still raise quite a bit of money nowadays, don't they? People selling them. Anyway, we're taking calls. Thank you for taking part. I'm not sure how long this stream will go for. We'll probably, you know, we've been going about an hour now, so we'll wind it down a bit and take a few more calls. And thanks again for calling in. So we're on Freestyle. Okay, so any more calls on Freestyle? This is Chris 2E0UKH on the world. It's not the worldwide, but it is worldwide. It's the digital analog ham stream.
Yeah, Mike 0, Victor Uniform Bravo on 3DMR 23426 on anything there, Chris over.
Yeah, well, you're sounding remarkably good on free DMR. Free DMR is, you know, forget Brandmeister. You can, you know, you can use DMR on free DMR. It's a server. They're trying to drop that name, master server, because there is no master server. They're trying to drop that name, so it's a server for DMR, and there is a very good web page for free DMR. Can you remember what it is to tell people off the top of your head there, Shane? I mean, we can search for it, but...
Yeah, roger that, Chris. 0VOB. Well, the web page for FreeDMR is freedmr.uk. Freedmr.uk, and go on there, and there's a couple of dashboards on there, and there's some info about the network. And yeah, Simon's actually constantly developing it at the minute. Simon, he's head developer on FreeDMR, G7RZU, and he's been working hard to make it finally a mesh network. So there's no sort of master server as such, if you know what I mean. All the servers are pretty much the same, and they're all in a mesh. So if a given server goes down, you can still get into the network. So yeah, he's worked really hard on it, and hats off to Simon, G7RZU. So yeah, head over to freedmr.uk, freedmr.uk, and you'll be able to find some more info about it, Chris. Anyway, I'm on a Anytone, one of the rigs that you've tested out for a while there, Chris. The Anytone 578 dual bander, dual receive analog DMR radio, and I've been using this radio today for RayNet, and it works really, really well. Not only for analog, but also for DMR, Chris. 30UKH and 0VUB.
Yep, the Anytone 578. I was beta testing that. I received 2 Anytone 578s to beta test. They went through 2 revisions of hardware, and that has proved to be a very popular radio. It does crossband repeat on it, and the only fault we could find with it was the speaker microphone sounded awful on receipt. You know, with the but you just put it through the body of the radio. You know, the speaker, the main speaker. But coming through the speaker microphone, you know, we did tell them about it, and they couldn't change it in time. But it's an awesome radio, and it does lots of things. You know, it even builds upon what the 878 does. But so what is your HF recommendation?
Returning via DMR. Well, I've always been a big fan of the digital modes. I've always been a big fan of digital modes. I wouldn't, disregard any of the other modes. I mean, the other modes are pretty good. You know, you've got D-Star, DMR, you've got System Fusion, NXDN and P25. NXDN and P25 are two modes which really haven't sort of took off here in the UK. And P25 is quite popular in the US, and NXDN is quite a new mode. It's not really took off, but with the abilities of DroidStar, which is basically an app that you can get into the digital modes with, you can try these modes out before you buy the radio. I think it's a good little app for that. It's a good app for if you're a band, you haven't got a radio on you, and you can get on the network. You know, I wouldn't recommend using DroidStar as a permanent fixture. I definitely encourage people to buy a radio, but try out the mode with DroidStar first to see what things are, what networks are on, all that sort of thing. You're always going to find better quality on a proper radio given for that mode. So, you know, it's all good having all this Freestyle stuff and all that and cross moding, but if you're listening DMR through an analog connection, it's not going to sound as good as DMR to DMR, if you know what I mean. Back to you, Chris, and apologies in advance if I don't come back on the next over. The pizza might arrive. 30 UKH M0PW.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Anyway, I'll let you shoot off. Get your pizza. I'm getting quite envious now. There's nowhere decent round here that does pizzas. They're all really, really expensive. But I cooked a nice healthy meal earlier and I'm still hungry, so you're getting me hungry there. So thank you for calling in. And Jimbo's saying, who mentioned pizza? It was Shane. You can blame Shane. Anyway, 7-3, thanks for calling in. Listen in for any further calls on Freestyle. This is Chris 2E0UKH on the Digital Analog Ham stream on YouTube. Ham and pineapple.
2E0 Uniform Kilo Hotel. This is Mike 7 Hotel India Juliet QTH Wolverhampton. Name this way Steve. Standing by.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve. Not sure if you're watching the live stream. We're live streaming on YouTube, on the YouTube channel Digital Analog Ham. I'm sure you've realised what we're doing. We're just, you know, taking recommendations on radios and stuff. So first of all, what handheld do you recommend? Would you recommend a Baofeng or one of the digital ones? Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I did, before I passed my M7, I did a lot of studying on YouTube of the different radios and stuff. And I did decide to pick the Kenwood. I picked the Kenwood wideband, the THF7. And of course, I've purchased this one, which is the
Tech Spy. Hi,
radio,
Tech Spy.
which is the Baofeng. The modulation seems to come over on this one quite clear on the Baofeng, and also you got crystal clarity as well on the Kenwood. The Kenwood is far superior for receiving stations. I'm using a known-base antenna running off the Handheld on
It's
analog.
my Kenwood
I'm getting into
TH74.
via a repeater on analog, and I find that the Kenwood is
Hi, Tech
superior
Spy.
to
There's my open
receiving,
spot.
whereas the Baofeng, it struggles on the receiving side.
Yes,
So
yes.
if I had a choice between the radios, at the moment mine's playing up the Charger's playing up on the Kenwood. So I'm coming back to you on the Baofeng. Back to you from Mike 7 Hotel India Juliet.
Yeah, well, the Baofeng is very handy for a node radio, isn't it? The receive on it, you know, you don't really want to take it up onto a hilltop. It can be overloaded very quickly, and I've got two Baofengs. One's a DMR one, one's a standard one, and they make a very good node radio, don't they? Super cheap. The DTMF works just right on Freestyle, on All Star. So moving on through the categories, what about VHF, UHF in the mobile?
Well, as far as that is for me, to contact somebody without the aid of a repeater, that is my aim. So far, the best I've done is on 2 meters, 5 watts on my Handheld from Wolverhampton to Winter Hill, which is a fantastic copy on 2
Sounds
meters,
good, Jimbo.
antenna to antenna. So
That'll be the next video, hopefully.
I do love UHF as far as 77s are concerned. It enables me, using an Handheld, to use the repeaters up there in Stafford, and also I'm able to reach Cold Ashby from here in Wolverhampton, which
That's
gets
brilliant.
me further down to Milton Keynes, Luton, and different places which I wouldn't normally be able to reach. So I do love 77s as far as repeaters are concerned, but I do love VHF for antenna to antenna on the RF 2 meter band there. Back to you from M7HIJ.
Yeah, very good. Well, I mean, I'm in Northamptonshire. I mean, I'm about 50 miles away from you. I mean, could you do... I can get into GB3 EM. Are you able to do that now? Give me a call on GB3 EM. Get some repeaters on the air today.
Well, at the moment on this radio, because I've only just recently had it, I'd have to finicky round. I haven't got the memory channel on this one, whereas the Kenwood I have.
I understand.
But the GB3 EM, yes, I would any other time if I had the Kenwood. I'd just flick a switch and I'd be on there automatically. For the GB3M, I most likely have to go to different offsets there. But on another occasion, I would be able to do it because I can reach GB3M from here, no problem.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm always looking to get new people on the air and get people using actual radio, you know, repeaters. Get people using the repeaters before they get shut down. If anyone's, you know, listening or watching on the YouTube, if they can get into GB3 EM, I can open that repeater, and it's got an incredible range on it. So anyway, moving on through the categories, what about your recommendation on a HF transceiver from 2E0 UKH for the ID?
Well, if I had the chance, I would have a Kenwood I have been looking at the different radios for an home base because at the moment I've only got the handheld. And the Kenwood which I have got is actually wideband, and it enables me to receive UHF, upper sideband, lower sideband, CW. I can listen to all those frequencies, but I can't actually transmit on them. But if I was to choose a radio for HF, I would 100%, I think I would go definitely for a Kenwood there. Back to you from M7HIJ.
Yeah, okay, well, some excellent recommendations there, and thank you for calling in. We're just having a bit of fun here on a bank holiday weekend. There's not much going on radio on YouTube at the moment, so I just thought I'd do a quick stream. So anyway, many thanks for calling in, and we're going to listen out for any more calls. We're going to wind this thing down in a minute, but we're listening on Freestyle. I can see N5ZLW on Echo Link connected. Not sure if he's able to call in. Anyway, listening for any further calls. 2E0 UKH in the UK.
M6NUZ.
Yeah, M6NUZ, go ahead. This is Chris, 2E0 UKH. Not sure if you're watching the live stream. We're live on YouTube on the channel Digital Analog Ham. Go ahead.
Uniform Kilo Hotel, Mike 6 November, Uniform Zulu, returning into the net there, and the repeater. Well, I'm connected to a repeater.
Awesome.
GB3KU. My name is Jason, Juliet, Alpha Sierra Oscar November, and my QTH is northwest of Manchester, Duckingfield. And yeah, nice to meet you, Chris. Back to you. M6NUZ in the group.
Yeah, M6NUZ. Yeah, thank you for calling in. We're just having a bit of fun on a Sunday night. You know, feel free to watch it back or see how you sound on the YouTube. But we're streaming it live. It's always polite to say. So we're talking about radios, what we recommend. So first category, handheld. What handheld would you recommend? Would you go for the cheapest, or have you got something a bit more interesting to recommend?
No problem, Chris. Well copied. Well, to be honest with you, I've not really used handhelds very often. I've always really used, you know, home base. But I have got a Baofeng or Bofeng, the Chinese ones, and they do work quite well. I've heard you talking about them before. Yeah, they are. Unfortunately, the receiving brilliant on them, but
Rich Mantari. Hiya, Rich. Thank you for watching.
Handheld you've got, you can be anywhere outside, and if there's any noise, it's gonna mess you up. But I mean, some handhelds do have good quality receive, especially Kenwood stuff. Don't know what they do if they do handhelds, but I think Baofeng are pretty good for the price, and you can still hear the transmission. It doesn't matter. I've been out here and there with one, and you can hear anything. So they are worth the price, and they're a good starting radio. Back to you.
Green screen. The green screen's still here. It's just that it is green, but it's showing a different colour. Yeah, Roger on that. Yes, the UV5R. It's I think it came out at the right time. It was in the right place at the right time and at the right price, wasn't it? It was super cheap, and the only thing special about it is the price, isn't it? The receive, the front end's a bit, get a lot of bleed over, but makes an awesome node radio, doesn't it? A node radio. So very interesting bit of kit, and it makes a good scanner as well if you're after something like that. Anyway, we're just moving on through the categories. We're going to knock this stream on the head soon. So what's your recommendation for a VHF, UHF, mobile radio and a HF? Yeah, so that is my green screen behind. That is the actual setup. It's messy.
30 UKH M6NUZ returning, no problem, Chris. Yeah, very well said. Nice one for your psychoanalysis there on the Boefeng radio. And back to saying, well, like I say, I don't really know any
Rich, yeah, that's good. 10 watts.
Radios there, but like you say, the other radios, a HF, or if you'd like to say a shack in a box, which is obviously an all-in-one transceiver. I like the ICOM 7000's quite a good one.
Yeah, the old 7000.
Quite like that one. Had that. It's like the 706, Mark II 706G. It's like that. The all-mode transceiver. They do get quite hot, but they're very small and they're compact, and you can still get them at a reasonable price. And they do all the modes. But I'd definitely go for 7600 on the HF with the dual band scopes and all that on the ICOM there. Anyway, I'll throw it back to you, Chris. M6NUZ2E0 UKH.
Yeah, very good. We're just looking at the ICOM 7000 on the screen, and it's quite an old radio now, but it was one of the first ones that had a HDMI output. You could output the screen onto a nice television, and it's a shack in the box. I've never actually had one. I've had my hands on one, but I started off with the ICOM 7100 and the 7300. I got rid of the 7100. I've got the 7300 and the 705 at the moment. But anyway, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate you taking part on my little net on a bank holiday weekend.
Mike 0 EXM.
Yeah, Mike 0 EXM. Go ahead. It's Chris 2E0 UKH.
2E0 UKH. Mike 0 EXM. Very nice to meet you for the first time. I'm coming through GB3CD, and I'm located in Horton Spring, on the outskirts of Durham. My name is Brian, over.
Yeah, got you, Brian. Got you, Brian. Thank you very much for calling in. Just out of courtesy, I'm just letting you know this is going out live on YouTube. You know, it's only us radio nutcases watching it, so I shouldn't worry about that. But we're going out on my YouTube channel, Digital Analog Ham, and we're discussing new radios. You know, what you'd recommend to people. So I'm sure you've got the gist of it so far. So go ahead with your recommendations.
M0EXM. Yeah, well, the little handset I've got is an Anytone 868. I use it for DMR, and very, very cheap. And not like the Kenwoods and the Yasus, what we had many years ago.
Yeah, 7100, they are nice.
I've got an Anytone 868, which is 270. Works up to 48, and then the Hotspots.
Is that noise? Someone calling in?
This radio I'm using is the 991 Alpha. YouTube 991 Alpha works absolutely brilliant. Had the 7100, had numerous CHF sets. This one is a cracking set. And we've also got G4, sorry, we've got C4 FM.
That's the 7100.
On there. But that's what I'm using at the moment. And but talk audio and that talk here. I know they're a little bit expensive, but you only get what you pay for these days. M0EXM.
Yeah, M0EXM. Yeah, thank you for calling in. Some good suggestions there. Have you tried the FTM 400? That's a very good mobile radio. That's my recommendation for mobile VHF, UHF. Back to you.
I certainly have, and I sold it a fortnight ago. I sold it at a very reasonable price, but not my radio, the 5100, I think it's a better radio altogether there. The 5100, but this one does for me. I paid numerous, I paid $12.99 for it, put it that way, brand new, and enjoy it. There we go. But you'll come through nice and clear, and I don't know how long you've had your license. Been licensed here for 20 odd years. Done the REA and never looked back. But nice to hear this worldwide thing that's going on here. It's I know the repeaters is meant for mobile and that, but this one's working absolutely great. Mike 0 Echo X-ray, Mike Break.
Yeah, okay, thank you for the nice comments and, taking the time to call in. In the UK, as you know, it's a bank holiday, and I thought I'd do a special live stream. And, we've had a lot of contacts, actually. We must have got an extra 20 or 30 people on the air on a bank holiday, so that's awesome. Anyway, thanks for calling in. We're going to wind this thing down. If there's any further calls, I'll take them. But another one or two calls, then we'll go 7-3. So thanks for calling in. Listening for any further calls. 2E0 UKH. I'll get less buzz if it's upside down.
Okay, then 2E0 UKH, Mike 0 Echo X-ray, Mike. That's 7-3. Good night, God bless, and take care. Bye-bye.
Anytone A78, and it froze on me, so I had to get YouTube out to find out how to reinitialise it. So eventually got that done, and in the end I'm talking to you on a Retovit 87. So I do learn a lot from you, and I do learn a lot from Oscar. So great show. I mean, you're a little bit mic shy. I've only had my licence for about 5 weeks, so and the job I do at work is I'm constantly talking. But when it comes to talking on the actual radio itself, it's like I'm a little bit on the shy side, so I'll get around that. But great show, and it was a good end to a bank holiday. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming in with your comment, and you're using Oscar's Gateway, I can see there. So now, I didn't catch your call sign on All Star. When you key up, it cuts off the first few seconds if you're a bit quick. So just go again with your call sign and your name. And thank you for your, support on the channel, watching it. Text by, thank you.
Right, Chris, it's Mike 7 Papa Juliet Delta. That's Mike 7 Papa Juliet Delta, and my name's Patrick.
Patrick, that's right. That's right, Patrick. Yes, I remember now. You had I didn't recognise the name from the comments, so it was very nice to see you in there. Anyway, I hope the show's been useful. People getting some recommendations. There's certainly a few radio names coming up there. I'm guessing have you only got the Handheld? You're newly licensed, so I'm guessing that's your only radio, is it, Patrick?
Hi, Chris. Yes, I was one of them ones. I've had my licence for about 5 weeks now, 5-6 weeks.
Awesome.
And I was one of the crazy ones that goes out and buys loads of radios before you've even passed your foundation. Luckily enough, I passed it, thank God. So I've got 4 radios, the Anytone I've got the Alliance HD one, which is a great radio, and both thing, and this A7, which is a great little radio. Cheap and cheerful, but it's a great little radio, I think. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, okay, yeah, some of the Retevis radios are very good indeed. They're getting a bit long in the tooth now, but they need, they need to build upon the HD one, get something like that, something a bit more modern. But we're very lucky with Sport for Choice on some of these cheap Chinese digital radios. Anyway, I'll say 7.3. Thanks for calling in, and I'm going to wind the stream down now. So 7.3, and I'll probably take a few calls. I'm going to end the stream now on YouTube, and we'll probably stay on here for another 10 minutes and take some calls out. Join in the chat afterwards. Okay, so that's it for the call-in. Thank you to everyone for taking part. I'm just turning the volume down. Remember to hit the like button. And let's just see how we're doing. I'm just going to look at the other monitor. Martin, 7.3 Martin, Oscar's there, TechSpy. Awesome show again. Thank you, TechSpy. Thank you to Martin. So what do we got? We've got 25 people watching. Top stream. Thank you, Jimbo. Thank you for the super chat. That was very kind. Much appreciate that. I got a £5 super chat, and YouTube takes a little bit off it. 30%. Got 13 likes. 13 likes. John, M7 CPT. Amateur radio on the air. 7.3. John, thank you for watching. Todd's there saying 7.3. Anyway, we've had nearly 300 playbacks. Not bad considering I didn't advertise this. This was just spur of the moment thing. Eddie Essex is there. Right, 7.3 guys. 2E0 UKH going clear. This is the Facebook group. This is my Facebook group. Yep. Patrick D, thank you for calling in, mate. Appreciate that.